invest a lot in ceremony, and at the end of the day, the marriage does not last 3 months. We've even heard of the ones that lasted for just 3 hours. Yes. Some last a year. I've seen the one that lasted 40 years and they divorced. After 40 years, children all married. They've left. Well, left the both of them. The woman said, "Don't tire," and she packed and left. I was like asking myself, "What? You've stayed for over 40 years. You have grown-up children, are married. What is it that you could not reconcile?" She, "No, I'm tired." She left. And a lot of the time, they hide it or we hide it under grammar. Irreconcilable differences. It is what grammar. We are not incompatibility. They are all what? Grammar. And if you want to trace it, you will observe something that this thing don't just happen. The devil is seriously after this institution called what? Marriage. Marriage was meant to be enjoyed, not endured. You must understand that. It was meant to be enjoyed, not endured. No, because of what is going on right now in the world, you see some young person say, "I beg, waiting did they marry self?" And at times when you hear some people say, "If not be picky where they want born, waiting did they marry self?" So I beg, make I your born, make I rest. And you hear some practice, in the course of talking like, "Okay, I don't get the picky, make I rest. If you don't want again, at least I get something where I carry come up for the marriage." These are lies from the devil fighting against what? The institution. The best family that God created was Adam and Eve before the fall. That was the best family. Before the fall, why? The Bible says what? The man and the wife, they were both naked and they were not what? Ashamed. They related on the same level. There was nothing to hide. They were naked, so no pocket to hide money. Know that there is no money in the house of the woman. No, nowhere to hide. So everything is what? Open. Open. They lead happily. There was no trouble. Maybe it was that happiness that was even confused Adam, that even when he knew that this was a tree that God said do not eat, and Eve was giving it to him, he would have said, "No, God," but the happiness confused him and what he ate, and that was the beginning of what? The trouble in what? In marriages. The beginning of trouble, crisis. The fall of man gave a laneway for the devil to attack families, to attack homes. If man did not fall, Cain would not have thought of killing his own brother. So when you see infighting among siblings rivalry, it started right from the word, the Fox family. It was that what rivalry between what Cain and Abel that made what Cain kill his brother. Why? Because the devil was giving way. There was a crack in the home. The devil entered, and right from there, trouble has been in home. The devil keeps attacking. But let's understand that when Christ went to the cross, he went for a total package. The redemption of man is not just for the salvation of man, but was also to redeem man's marriage, to restore the quality of our marriages and our families. So if Christ died on the cross to save us, he also he paid the price for the restoration of the quality of happiness, the quality of love, the quality of harmony that should exist in families. Adam ought to have been the heir of the world, but he missed it. And God picked another person by the name Father Abraham. In Genesis chapter 18 verse 19. Genesis 18:19. God's testimony about Father Abraham. Very beautiful. Say, for I know him that he will command his children and his acts out after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken of him. That was God's testimony, or that's God's testimony about our father Abraham. The question is, was it that Father Abraham had it smoothly all through his marriages? No. Father Abraham certainly had problems in marriage, but was able to handle them. That was why God said what? For I know him that he will be able to command. Remember the case, the story when he had the issue between Sarah and Hagar. Sarah was the one that suggested that okay, this is my handmaid, just go into her. When she give birth to children, no, her child is my own. And when it happened, and Hagar found out that she was already pregnant, and Madam has not been pregnant for many years, what happened? Pride set in, and Sarah was like angry. How dare you? And she dealt with her. Even when the child, Ishmael, came forth, dealt with her. And Sarah said, no, I cannot condone this. Pack your bag and baggages and what? Get out! Get out! What is out? And Abraham that has been looking for a child for how many years? The wife said, pack and my blood. Pack, go where? That was a big problem. To choose between Sarah, I know Sarah would have said, but Sarah would have said, hey, you will choose whether now me or Hagar for this house. Choose. Make shoes now. If you carry her, no problem. I will pack my things and still go back. I know the road to my father's house. Abraham found himself in that kind of situation. The Bible says what? Abraham went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord told him, listen to who? To Sarah. It was a hard decision, but he was able to handle it. Listen, there is no marriage that is not without challenges. If anybody tells you that his marriage is made from heaven and was delivered to earth, that person is lying to you. What I say? That person is what? Is lying to you. Every marriage is out there there are challenges. but your ability to understand that what with God's wisdom, yours remain on cartoon, breakfast on bed. From breakfast on bed, we go to lunch in Coldstone. From there, you go, just remain, don't just come out from there. Because when you come to marriage, a man asks quite a lot of things to do with cash and plan for the family. So you want breakfast on bed. That demon that want to keep you on bed and wait for breakfast, I cast it out. No, it's not a crime for the man occasionally just treat her well. But when you want to remain on bed after honeymoon, 1, 2, 3, the Lord is good. You will go to your father's house for retraining. Breakfast on bed. When you are a wife, you're supposed to cook for the home. Yeah, I mean, this week, I'm tired. Let's just eat lunch and dinner outside. Lunch and what? Dinner outside for 1 week. The money that you guys would have used in stocking, you want you to do lunch and dinner outside. The Lord is good. That demon will leave you. They will pray it out from you. Pray it out from you. Look, we should be able to marry these things well. Okay? Why? The topic is what? Making your family a guardian of love. But most of the times, a lot of us, we feel that, okay, we expect too much from what? Your spouse. You expect too much from your spouse. Look here. Please, young people, most especially the young girls, my prayer for you is that you will get married to a good man. A man that has the money. But listen, you must not become a leaking pocket, a source of leaking pocket. I will never forget a marriage. I was one of the groomsmen many years ago. That marriage did not last how many months? Or was that many months? Or let me not overestimate. Less than a year or 2 years. I had to even go and dash out the suit. Why? Because I was on the groomsmen. One of the reasons was what? The young girl that got married does not know how to cook. When she's coming back, she just buys fast food and what have you. She ought to learn. Her clothes, she will heap it. She will call her younger sister from Benin to come over to come and wash clothes after how many weeks. And the young man could not bear it again. Look here, please, parents, if you have money, you have access, please, never you neglect the place of training your children to becoming good husbands and good what? Why? Do not train the man, say, man at the head of the house, they know they cook, they know they what, they know they sleep. No, that is a bad culture. In my home, the way we're brought up, both the men and the women, we know how to cook. My wife can attest to that. I cook. There is no food I cannot cook. We're brought up with that. We're not training here. You don't. A young man could not stand it again. Like to watch it, the young lady had to call his younger brothers to come and beat up the young man because they were Scottish. That was the end of the marriage. And the last I know of it, the young man vowed that she will never get married. And I'm not sure why. Because for every time a shooter keeps coming, the guy goes to water to spoil it. Never you bring up your child, let me, what have you? Please, if your parents have brought you up in that place, there are catering schools. Go and learn how to cook. Your place as a woman is not in the kitchen. But get to know that what ask a wife, you must cook food for your what? Husband. There was a big man of God in this town. He's a bishop. He said something. I was in the minister's training with him. He said something. He said he does not eat the food that their ex cook. That if the wife, no, the wife must cook his soup compulsorily. If they serve food for him and he tastes of it, he will know this is not my wife's food. And that food, they will remove it from the table. He knocks the wife's. Listen, please. It is good for us to have axe help, but don't allow the axe help take over your duty. You know why? A lot of women, they've locked their marriages. To what?